Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the Boomer Bunker. I am the Duchess. Speaking on behalf of John Domingo, everything we say or discuss on this show is for entertainment purposes. If you disagree with anything either of us says on this show, and you're not operating motor vehicle or under the influence of alcohol or narcotics, please feel free to tell us your thoughts in the chat. If you're listening to this as a downloaded podcast file, you can write to us at boomer.bunker@gmail.com or tweet us at boomer_bunker on X. My advice is to look at the world we live in, realize you complaining to us about it isn't fixing anything, and then continue on with your life. If anything we say during the show offends you, please feel free to watch a different stream, shut the podcast off, or smash your device with a hammer. Boomer Bunker is not liable for damages to equipment by choosing the latter. If you have made it this far into the show and have decided you can live with these terms, then by all means, give your balls a tug, slap yourself in the face a few times, grab a cup of whatever pisses you off, and please enjoy the show. Hi everyone, this is the Duchess. Just want to let you know we still have that phone number. You can always call or send us a voicemail, 856-477-1935. If you're lucky, we'll feature you on the show.
We're from Jersey, baby. And you're not.
Your back, your hips up, down, up, down.
We're from Jersey, baby. From Jersey, baby. We're from Jersey, baby. We're from Jersey, baby. Baby. And you're not.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into the Boomer Bunker. I am one of your hosts, John Domingo. Hey, everybody. How's the opening music? Is this any better? I love it. I've been trying new things. We've been doing little stuff here and there. Bob's already putting stuff in the chat that I have no idea. Why would he do shit like this? Oh, and by the way, the phone line was opening because I don't know if you heard that thing ringing. It started ringing.
Were you getting a call?
I was getting a call, as we were doing it. I was shocked. And it's the same person that sent us a voicemail. I guess he's sending another voicemail. I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right, we got a good show for you today. I have to eat some crow. I can't believe I have to eat this, but I will have to do it. We might as well get the crow over. I have a feeling that, I don't know, I'm a little bit shocked, to be honest with you. But, first of all, we did get one voicemail. All right, so let me play the voicemail first. All right, it's from Dean.
Hi, I'm the Duchess. Thanks for tuning in. You didn't introduce me.
I'm all screwed up. I got all kinds of stuff going on. Hold on. I think we might have to do the whole intro over again.
That's okay.
It's all good. Let's do the whole intro.
It's
over
Wacky
again.
Wednesday.
No, we're doing the whole intro over again. I'm not going to allow this kind of nonsense. We're going to do this whole thing over again. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome into the Boomer Bunker. I am your untalented, unfunny co-host, sidekick, John Domingo. And to my right, if you're looking at your screen, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Duchess.
Good evening. How you doing, sidekick? This guy's awesome.
I was talking today about how I want to be fired up, and then I get here and we're just about ready to go, and then all of a sudden the phone starts ringing. I get too much stuff to do in the beginning, but I am fired up about the show today. I know. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I want to get to it. But I do have to eat some crow, to be honest with you. We're going to start this off by eating some crow, and I might as well get over the crow right now because I'm going to start it off with this voicemail from Dean. That's not it.
Hey guys, love the show. Please give me a heads up if you're going to put on that unfunny Tom, because I don't want to even make the mistake of trying to listen, because I would rather listen to fingernails on a chalkboard for the whole time. No. Thank you.
Okay. I understand your feelings, Dean. I do. Trust me. I have had a lot of time in my life lately, and I understand your pain. But hang in there with me, because that's part of the crow that I have to eat. Because I said at the end of the show last week, or last Monday when we did the show, at the very end, I got into it with Tom, and I said, hey, dude, if you're so good, make a podcast, make an RSS feed. Okay, so I figured, Mr. Do Nothing, Mr. Don't do anything.
Don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, well,
Surprise.
God damn it, if the boy didn't go out and make himself a podcast. And it's called, well, I'll let him enter it. Okay, so here's the thing. Now, Dean, I know you want to turn this off, all right? But first of all, I did two things. First of all, I went in and I edited it. But I also want you to listen to this, because I am going to critique the podcast as we do this. All right, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The very first episode of the Deadly Flatus. What's a Flatus? Deadly Flatus podcast with Professor Tom.
This is the most anticipated podcast on the internet.
All right, let's not get crazy. It's not the most anticipated It's the most surprising podcast that I've seen on the internet, but it's not the most anticipated. Cut me a break.
Deadly Flatus. It's mostly a fuck you to John Domingo, because he thought that I was a rube, that I didn't know how to use a computer or this newfangled internet thing, that I didn't know how to go to a website, couldn't figure out how to find an RSS feed host platform. He's wrong. This is proof of it. Fuck you, John Domingo. But since I am here, and since I did prove that I could create a podcast in a very short period of time, I did want to talk very briefly about Donald Trump serving fries at McDonald's, because the internet got all in a tizzy.
All right, no one cares. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to the end. All right, just because he blathers on about whatever Trump's doing at McDonald's.
That's what people on Reddit have been complaining about. This has been an impromptu episode of Deadly Flatus.
And he let the music go on too long, and I just cut it down like it's supposed to be, just like a little outro music. All right. Now.
Yes.
I'm shocked. Okay. First of all, he did a really good job for his first episode to put out there. And I know it was just a fuck you to me, but his sound quality was really good. He got music. He talked over the music, and his music wasn't overpowering. Again, Tom, if you're going to work from a script, I would work from bullet points. So you know what, when you're sitting there thinking what you want to say next, like what word am I going to use now? The people are checking their podcast player to see if it's shut off. A lot of long pauses, and I cut them out and sent it back to him. That being said, he's wrong on a couple things, and I'll tell you what he was wrong on. It wasn't that I didn't think he could do this. Tom's a smart guy. He's the laziest white man I've ever seen in my entire life. And I didn't think he would have the gumption to do this. And I'm proud of him for actually getting out. If it wasn't for me shaming him, basically shaming him into doing this, because if there wasn't this podcast here today, boy, would he have gotten an earful from me. But, it's here. And you know what? Now that you have a RSS feed and you can go and record with your equipment and do something, and I'm going to probably teach you a couple things on how to edit it, real quick and easy ways to edit it to tighten. You got to tighten it up. Daddy likes it tight.
Daddy likes it tight.
That's right. So you got to turn that, we'll get it going. And then, you can get some guests on there, and you're on your way. I'm really proud of them, to be quite honest with you. Proud and shocked. Shocked first, then proud. He did it with minimal help.
Like the proud papa.
When I say minimal, none. I didn't help him at all. I didn't help him at all. I shamed him. And then from minimal help and shame, he was actually able to put a podcast together. So good on you, buddy. I like it.
There's been some good comments on this.
All right, so let's go back from let's see what Tom has to say. I wasn't working from a script. It's all top of head. No shit, Tom.
Bullet
Really,
points.
I'm shocked that was just off the top. Of course, you need a bolded list on what you want to talk about. Just an outline, bolded list, points you want to touch. You look at that, and then you just talk about and then you go to the next one, and you go to the next one, and you go right down. Spaces, like long spaces, it's killer for people.
You gotta get rid of those. Yeah.
Yeah, for people that are listening to the podcast. Now, there are some podcast players who will shorten them up, but not a lot. I mean, it'll take some of the sting out of it, but not a lot. But again, there you go.
Well, Joaquin had something to say. It says John's new show motto is, "What can I shame you into?"
Yeah, what can I shame you into? Tim Pool will go on anything. Yeah, that was another crazy thing today. John wants Tom to be tighter. Yes, I do. I definitely want Tom to be tighter. Tom says that John is sexually attractive to me. That's not true. That is not true at all.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Bob said Deadly Flatus has already covered this, which is true. Joaquin said John shamed me into thinking my name was Josh. So much that I changed my name to Joaquin.
But he gets it right now. That's
Look,
the problem.
you guys are witnessing my downward spiral into dementia, is what you're witnessing. Because I had to actually call Duchess today and say, "Did we do this last week? Did we do this on Monday? Because I can't remember. I can't remember if we did this on Monday. This is Wednesday. It was 2 days ago."
Yeah.
So anyhow,
We had a lot flying around. So.
no, well, that's not it. Too, I should be able to remember a few things. Like I should be able to remember what was on the show a week ago. That's all. Just saying.
Yeah. Just saying.
All right. So Arnold Palmer has a big cock, apparently.
Okay. How did this get going? Like, I've seen it. I did not dive into any story research on this at all.
All right.
What happened? Why is this a topic? Why am I hearing this?
All right. Let me spin you a yarn, Duchess. So
Go ahead, Uncle
Donald
Jamingo.
Trump
Tell me the story.
and Kamala Harris are all in Pennsylvania because Pennsylvania is a big state. So Trump was in Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Latrobe, Pennsylvania is the home of one Arnold Palmer. Arnold Palmer was one of the best golfers back in the day, and he also invented his own drink, was the Arnold Palmer. Do you know what an Arnold Palmer consists of, Duchess?
It's a lemonade and iced tea.
Half lemonade, half iced tea. Now, that is a very refreshing drink. If the iced tea is homemade and if the lemonade is homemade, then that's a wonderful drink. But if you get those concentrated mixed together, it's dog shit.
They taste terrible.
Little did I know that Arnold Palmer had a huge pin, and it wasn't in the golf hole. It wasn't in the hole in one. Your golf hole thing, where you're trying to put your
golf
ball.
hole thing. Okay.
Yeah, where your golf hole thing. I didn't realize he had a huge pin. So Donald Trump, who's an avid golfer and has golf courses all over the world, he knew Arnold Palmer. All right, they went to, Arnold Palmer played at his courses. They knew each other. So he's in there. He's in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, and he's telling a story about Arnold Palmer. And, hear how it went.
Arnold Palmer was all man, and I say that in all due respect to women, and I love women. But this guy,
we know.
This is a guy that was all man. This man was strong and tough. And I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, "Oh my God. That's unbelievable."
You know, he had a huge meat whistle.
It's the biggest thing I can't do it. Biggest. What
He
are you
had the
saying?
biggest dong you'd ever saw. Quite meaty and veiny.
That's the weirdest thing to say. What a weird fact just to share with all of your closest friends at a rally.
All right, this is why I hate showering in gyms and in places like this. This is why I hate this kind of thing. Because if you're... I'm going to go back. When I was going to the gym, I guess about 4 or 5 years ago, you would go in, you'd do whatever you had to do, and then you would go take a shower and go get dressed so you're in the shower, right? Well, you know, I'm not going to... I take a towel with me. I wrap a towel around me. I go into the shower. I turn my back to if there's anybody there. I drop my towel. They can see my hairy ass. And I grab my underwear and I put my underwear on. And I continue to get dressed, okay? Because nobody needs to see that. Some dickheads will come out of the shower, towel over their shoulder.
No, strutting out. Like, look at
swing
my
it back
wiener.
and forth
Yeah.
like an elephant in a circus, right? And they come out. So now you're sitting there putting your socks on. Meanwhile, this guy's over here
He's next to you.
right?
His
And it's
foot
like,
up on the bench.
right?
Like,
You're like, hey, dude, you think you could get your cock out of my face, please?
like doing
So,
this-
you know, they're very proud of their shit,
Captain Morgan pose right there. Like,
right? And I got to tell you, in high school, one of the things was we had a guy, a black guy in high school. I'm not going to say his name, but he could.
was he
stick
like
his,
the only black guy?
Let me tell you something. No, we had like 4 or 5. They were the best on the team. You know, he would take his dick and stick it through the ear hole of a football helmet, and it would just poke out the other side of the side of the football helmet.
What are you doing?
Right?
Is that because you guys just stick it into anything that's a hole?
His nickname was
Yeah?
HC, Horsecock. Horsecock.
Oh
it was it was ridiculous. I was like, because he did it the one time he put it. I'm like, ooh. But so guys talk about shit like this, and again, he's sitting there and he wants to have a tribute to Arnold Palmer. He's in his hometown.
And his wiener.
And he's like, yeah, you know what? The guy said that he was hung like a, he was hung like a horse. What do you want from me? He's got a huge dong. What do you mean? Yeah, long dong silver. This guy is.
But why would you bring that up? Like,
But because when you're in the locker room and you see a guy walking out and the thing is slapping his thighs back and forth, you know, it's like it's hitting one side of the thigh. You know, it's like one of those things that you play music on, a metrodome or metronome or
metronome.
Metronome. One of those things.
That's a
swinging,
metronome.
Yes, swinging back and forth. You kind of take note. How do you not take notice?
I don't know. But, like, why are you talking about it here?
Oh, he's hung like Boomer Bob. All right, Bob.
Oh, there you go.
There's another guy.
Playa.
So let's see what.
I had to say it.
I had to say it.
We have women that are highly sophisticated here, but they used to look at Arnold and say, "Man, but he was really something special. Arnold was something special." So I just want to tell you, you're very lucky, the people that live in Detroit, and it's an honor for me to be here because of him. And he was actually he was a great man, and I don't think there would be golf to the extent that you have it today. It probably wouldn't be that way without the great Arnold Palmer. So enjoy it, everybody. Enjoy it.
Strange wrap up.
Yeah, there you go. Big meat whistle. Big hog. Arnold Big Hog Palmer. Again, I just, I
Big
go back.
hog.
Yeah, big hog. Yeah, he had a Louisville Slugger between his legs.
The ladies loved it. And I love the ladies. Oh,
His
my
poor
God.
wife, we used to call her the Lincoln Tunnel. Anyhow. So, of course, everybody loses their shit over this, right? The mainstream media. Because here's the thing. Donald Trump is surging in the polls. And every time Kamala
I can
Harris
see why.
goes somewhere, it gets worse and worse for her. She is a horrible candidate.
Yeah.
She was a horrible candidate. We'll get into this. This is kind of what this is what it's about. But so they're like, I can't believe that Donald Trump was talking about Arnold Palmer's a member. Why was he talking about that? But what happened when Obama said,
this weird obsession with crowd sizes.
see, that's what happens when their guy does it.
That was funny.
Yeah, now, for you listening, it was Barack Obama, but he was saying crowd sizes, and he was using his hands like he was measuring someone's horse cock. So, I think that it's so funny when one side does it, and if they're on your team, all right, that's okay to do it. You know, and you'll, I guess, make excuses. I'm making excuses. Do I think it's a big deal that did he really say? It's not like he came out there and said, "Hey, Arnold Palmer, I'll tell you, I've never seen a white man with a cock so big in my entire life. I mean, it looked like a baby's arm holding an apple. That thing was so big. I mean, it walked in the room 2 minutes before he did. That was one big cock." He didn't do anything like that. He said, you know, he was the guy's got out of
Because he's a fucking gentleman, yeah.
He's quite the man. He was a very manly man.
He was a man. That's just strange. It's just strange to.
Well, of course now because it's getting, like, in other words, it's every day it's getting, what are we, 14 days till people are
13,
voting right now.
Yeah.
All right, so they're putting on a last minute push. They've got to figure.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks from today.
They tried to put him in jail. That didn't work. They tried to kill him. That didn't work. Twice.
At least.
Yeah. Okay. And
It was
now
confirmed twice. Yeah.
right now they're bringing out all the big guns. Everybody that they can get to talk badly about Donald Trump. They did. So here is
Lizzo and Usher and yeah.
right here is Jen Psaki on MSDNC. And she's got the social media manager again, this guy that looks like a dick with ears.
Kid toucher.
Right, the kid toucher. Right, that's right. He's on there again, and they're saying that he's unfit to be president.
And so the campaign released a statement last night. We've been talking a bit so far in this show about this vivid story Trump told about Arnold Palmer in the shower. I'm not going to ask you more details about that. I do have lots of questions. But you released a funny statement. Why? Because in other times, we would have maybe brushed by it and ignored it. But what do you think that story tells us? And why was it important to release it?
So, Jen, you're saying you would have brushed by Arnold Palmer's big cock? Is that what you're saying, Jen? Just checking.
Statement about his weird, creepy story.
He's increasingly unstable and unhinged. I mean, you hear the vice president talk about that, and you hear her talk about the fact that this is someone who will ramble on and on and on and make absolutely no sense. And it raises real questions about his mental fitness for the office. And at a time where he won't release his medical records, at a time where he won't sit with real interviewers like 60 Minutes and answer questions in front of the country, where he won't debate her again. I mean, it really does raise questions about his mental capacity and ability to do the job.
You're a moron. You, sir, are an idiot. All right?
Because he talks about somebody's wiener. He's incapacitated. He's not fit. He's not. We got Joe Biden who wanders off stage.
Yeah.
Sniffing little kids and eating ice cream.
When we asked for his cognitive test, everybody was like, they all clutched their pearls. What do you mean? There's nothing wrong with him. What do you mean? Oh, okay. All right, so that's number one. 60 Minutes. Why won't he go on 60 Minutes? Why won't you say that he will go on 60 Minutes? Because the last time he went on 60 Minutes, Leslie Stahl fact-checked him on something that was false. Do you think they would make a retraction? Do you think CBS and 60 Minutes would say, you know something, we were wrong when they were wrong? And he's like, fuck you. I'm not going back there again until you apologize and straighten out the shit you did the first time I was there. He won't debate her again. Why? Because she won't go to a debate where it's fair, where she has to make all the rules.
Well, that's right, yeah.
She wouldn't do an interview for 40 days. 40 days when she was inserted into the Democratic Party.
She took the whole day off yesterday to prepare for 2 cheesy interviews.
Okay.
2 cheesy interviews.
But they shamed her for 40 days for her to finally do an interview. And then when she came on, she did an interview with CBS, and it was 41 minutes long. And she had to bring her service animal Tim Walls with her, Tampon Tim.
Yeah.
All right, they sit down, they do a 41-minute episode. When it comes out, it's 19 minutes long. Where's the other audio and video? What happened? How come we don't have it? Why isn't it live? Oh, I don't
Burned.
know.
Yeah.
Because either
Gone.
she said something stupid, or she couldn't answer the question, or they asked her a question that they didn't want to answer. So she constantly has to do this. Now, she did another interview with Brett Baer, and it was live, and she's losing her mind. She goes, can we edit that? No, it went out live. It went out within a half an hour, and they got everything. And she was like freaking out. And they're talking. All right, so then she's so upset right now, Kamala Harris, that she immediately has to do a press conference today. I don't know if you heard this, but this is her talking about Donald Trump.
Should never again stand behind the seal.
Whoops, wrong one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Here's the
like
one.
she already did that one, but like a bunch of times.
Here's the one.
So.
All of this is further evidence for the American people of who Donald Trump really is. This is a window into who Donald Trump really is. From the people who know him best. From the people who worked with him side by side in the Oval Office and in the Situation Room. And it is clear from John Kelly's words that Donald Trump is someone who, I quote, certainly falls into the general definition of fascist.
Liar.
Who in fact vowed to be a dictator on day one.
Liar.
And vowed to use the military as his personal militia.
Liar.
To carry out his personal and political vendettas.
Liar.
Oh my God.
Donald Trump is increasingly unhinged and unstable.
Those are the two words they've been using. That's
Right.
the unhinged and unstable.
They keep saying this
God.
because, in other words, people don't go back and do their due diligence. They kind of listen to this nonsense. And now, tell me if this sounds unhinged.
Should never again stand behind the seal of the President of the United States.
Take it easy, Hillary.
Never again. Never again.
One time?
Never again.
Okay. She did that like in 3 different places. There's a montage of her doing them.
Yes.
She
does
reads
it-
the same speech at every fucking place.
Everyone, because she's just a puppet. She's a puppet on a string.
She's a fucking moron.
So here's again where someone asks her a question, and she's pissed off because she doesn't know what to do.
You can hear her blink.
He talked about locking people up because they disagree with him. This is a democracy.
No, it's
and
not.
in a democracy, the President of the United States, in the United States of America, should be willing to be able to handle criticism without saying he'd lock people up for doing it.
Yeah, but I asked you what your thoughts were on, X.
Yeah.
Like,
That
she's
wasn't-
like, Donald Trump.
Madam Vice President, that had nothing to do with the question that I asked you.
Yeah.
So then she went to NBC, all right, because she's been to ABC, CBS. Now she's going to NBC.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady asked her a simple question. Very simple question.
The lady was tough.
Lady. This time, we'll get a lady this time because the men, they're misogynistic and,
Yes.
they just don't know how to. So
They're
we're going to get a
aggressive.
lady to do this.
Can you say that you were honest with the American people about what you saw in those moments with President Biden as you were with him again and again, repeatedly in that time?
Of course. Joe Biden is an extremely accomplished, experienced, and capable in every way that anyone would want if they're president.
You never saw anything like what happened at the debate night behind closed doors with him?
It was a bad debate. People have bad debates. He is absolutely.
But that's the reason why you're here, and he's not running for the top of the ticket.
Well, you'd have to ask him if that's the only reason why.
What
do you
it's
think?
absolutely the reason why.
I am running for president of the United States. I speak
am?
with not only sincerity, but with a real firsthand account of watching him do this work. I have no reluctance in saying that.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, gotcha, bitch. Again, you cannot.
Oh, she set her up. So
Yeah,
and just the way that it's worded, there was no escaping that. So
The
basically,
press
she
is-
had to throw Biden under the bus
Mm-hmm.
and admit that she knew, or claim ignorance on his very apparent decline.
Well, if he's such a great guy and he's still, can do this job, why are you running for president?
Yeah, why is he at 4 more years?
Yeah. Well, why is it that if he's has all his faculties and there's no problem with him mentally, why did you end up getting on the ticket? Why are you running for president? And she's like, hamna.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And he don't like it. He's
shit
pissed.
out of his back.
He's trying to stick a knife in her back every chance he gets. Every time they let him out of the White House, he goes out and tries to shiver. It's just...
You know what? It's, at this point, I mean, I don't blame him. What does he have to lose at this point? He's made all his money. He's made stupid money. He's plenty of money. So all he's just going to do is go float off. He'll write an ABC book or something for a children's library because that's all he's got. And then he'll just drift away in his Corvette and, Jill will change his diaper till he kicks off. He might kick off before Jimmy Carter. Who the fuck knows?
That's very true. Joaquin said, I'm speaking here. She loves to do that. Budweiser says she brought up Trump's name 57 times during the Fox interview. Don't look at me. Donald Trump. What about when you did this and this and this?
Yeah, but it's your interview, bitch. Put
Donald
your
Trump.
policies out. This is your opportunity. But she's like, but Donald Trump, he's been running for office. I'm like, and he called her on it. Look, the Dems have been in charge 12 out of 16 years. Yeah, but Donald Trump's been running for office.
But Donald Trump.
Like, you kidding? Stop.
Donald Trump. Sparky Toast says, wait, the Dems shove your democracy up everybody's ass, and then when placed you on top of the contending spot for president, yes, you, the one who no one voted for. Mm-hmm.
Must be great to get placed.
Right. Lisa says she was in Grand Rapids last week. My daughter-in-law asked me, do you want to come with me to the Harris rally? I said, I would rather be run over by a bus than go see that twat. She was not amused.
Good for you. Good for you, Lisa. And she said, and I warned her, you married a kid from a Republican family. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, what's she doing? She's going to lose Michigan. If the
he's
polls are correct, and who knows? But go ahead.
Sparky says he's only staying in power so he can pardon his crackhead son after he's
Absolutely.
sentenced.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And yeah, it'll get pardoned. It'll work. Of course he will.
But they're trotting out everybody to anybody and anybody. They're on Twitter. They're all these celebrities are coming out for Kamala Harris, and I just want to say why. I want to say why, or maybe why should you vote for Kamala Harris? They never say why you should vote for Kamala Harris. No. They always talk about
not
Trump.
Donald Trump. Yep.
Trump. And here's Michael Keaton. That's not Michael Keaton. What the fuck? What happened there?
That's the fucking Joker. Oh, shit. Shut that bitch up.
Michael? What did I do? What happened to Michael? Okay, hang on one second here. How do I do this? How do I fix this? I will fix this right now.
So the computer's so shamed it doesn't even want to play the Batman. Fuck him.
God damn it, what happened? Where's
I heard his
Michael
movie's
Keaton?
not as good, so I'm like not sad. So
here's Michael Keaton. I'm sorry. This will work now.
Start the podcast over.
Podcast over. Michael Keaton.
Hey, hi, Michael. For some of you folks who, guys mostly, I guess, who are thinking about attending a rally with Musk and Trump.
Sexist.
They don't really respect you. They laugh at you behind your back. They think you're stupid. They don't want to hang out with you.
So does the Democrats want to hang out with you? Does he want to hang out with people?
It's not safe to hang out with the Democrats.
Out with the commoners?
Yeah.
What's he talking about? Is this the best you've got there, Batman?
Nothing in common with you. They're not your bros. And I'm telling you, when Trump, years ago, I guess, said, I could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and they'd still vote for me, basically what he's saying in parentheses is, these people are so stupid, they're so dumb, they'd still vote for me.
You know why, Mike? Let me just explain to you why. Because for years and years and years, we've been voting for these people and they do nothing but enrich themselves. And we wanted to stick a fuck you into the presidency to take and for somebody to turn around and try to stop the nonsense that goes on here. Hey, Mike, let me ask you this. Do you know that if a woman gets sexually assaulted in Congress and she goes to HR and makes a complaint, that they make her sign an NDA before they go forward with anything? Did you know that? Yes. If, say, you get sexually assaulted by somebody in Congress and you go to HR, they immediately make you sign, before they proceed with anything, you have to sign an NDA, so you can't talk about it. Isn't that nice? Isn't that something? And these guys, and also, what about Nancy Pelosi and her husband that's made millions and millions and millions of dollars on the stock market and is also done about 15% better than anybody in the stock market on stocks? How do you think that happens, Mike? You think that happens because he's such a good stock trader? No. It happens because she gets insider trader information that if me or Duchess or you did the same thing, they would throw us in jail for. But they don't get thrown in jail because they've made the laws. They're making the laws. So it's the laws for thee, but not for me. That's what's going on here. So you don't sit there and tell me about he doesn't want to be my bro. I don't want him to be my bro. I want him to come in there and
be president.
Yeah, I want him to come in there and fix the fucking government.
Yeah.
The government. That's what I want him to do. I want him to fix the government.
They have no respect for you. Trust me.
Oh my God! Shut up.
Okay. Well, why should I?
That was what all he had to say. They have no respect for you.
Why? Yeah.
Shut that off.
Why should I have
Fuck
to?
you, Batman.
Why
Fuck
would
off.
I have to vote for Kamala? Why would I vote for her? Is she my bro? Is she going to do something for me?
Well, is she? Here's the thing: is she better? Is she any better? No.
She's not.
No.
She's worse.
She
How
has
can you be?
no experience. None. She
Joe-
can't even sit through a softball interview from NBC, CBS, none of them. And then this is the dipshit that's going to go to the Middle East and represent us.
Right.
She's going over to that. Are they going to talk to her in Russia? Putin wants her elected, of course, because he'll just bulldoze right over us.
Donald Trump goes to basically every interview, went to that black broadcasting media thing, sat there and let them attack him.
Got abused. Yep.
He goes to all these different. He's going to do Joe Rogan. He knows Joe Rogan's not a fan. Said he would never have him on there. He's going. Kamala going? I don't think so.
Well, Joe Rogan isn't stupid. Do you know how much his ratings are going to explode? I know he gets high rating. They're going to go through the roof. It's probably going to be higher than Musk.
It doesn't matter. And I'm going to tell you why it doesn't matter, because he doesn't give a shit. He's got enough money. He don't have to make another dime. He'll live a very
Then he didn't have
life.
to have him on, but he's going to.
He's going to have him on because he likes to have conversations about just a freewheeling conversation. He's done it with Bernie Sanders. He's done it with RFK.
Yeah.
He's done it with Tulsi Gabbard. All right, so he wouldn't do it. Now he's going to do it with Trump, and I'm very excited to see what happens here. This is a very
interesting. That's all.
Yeah,
His
JD
timing
Vance
of it, of course. Yeah.
went on the Theo Von podcast.
It was funny.
I got
bits of that were really funny.
Yeah, I got a little, some bits and pieces of it. I can't keep up with everything that's going on here right now. You can't. There's just no way to
Moving
keep
so fast
up with
now.
it.
It's just nonstop. Mm-hmm. It's going to be nonstop for 2 weeks. It's just
right. He went
We're
on.
never going to be able to keep up on all of it for sure.
Yeah. So hang on a second. So we didn't get a chance to talk about this the last show. So Donald Trump goes to the A.I. Smith dinner, Catholic dinner.
Yes.
It's been going on. Kamala didn't go. All right. So first, Jim Gaffigan gets up, and I thought, because he plays Tampon Tim Walls on Saturday Night Live.
Very well, actually. Yeah.
So when he got up there and did this, I was shocked.
He's very religious.
Democrats have been telling us Trump's re-election is a threat to democracy. In fact, they were so concerned of this threat, they staged a coup, ousted their democratically elected incumbent, and installed Kamala Harris.
Now,
look at all, for the people who can see it, all the fucking politicians, all the Democrat politicians in the front were just looking down. They're like, we don't hear what you're saying.
Well, who's right to his left? Do you know who that is?
Oh, it's Schumer.
Chuck Schumer sitting right to the left of them.
Yeah.
Watch this. Two people over from that, Donald Trump.
Oh, laughing his
wife.
ass off, too.
Right. So he continues.
In other words, all her dreams have come true.
Tom's correcting you, by the way. It says Al Smith, not AI.
Whatever. It's fine. Smith.
Good job, Tom.
I don't
Thank
care.
You. The dinner.
I don't really care. Well, this is what you get when you come here. You get some old guy that mumbles through shit that's wrong 75%.
You get what you get, and you don't get upset. That's
right.
what you get.
You get what
So
you
shut
get.
your pie hole.
You don't throw a fit, as you rednecks say. All right.
I
so
don't
then
care. I don't care.
Donald Trump
Straight
gets
Sparky.
up and was a savage. I mean,
Oh, he was an assassin for sure. Yeah.
and standing right next to Schumer, standing right next to the majority leader of the Senate, standing right next to them and just throwing out bombs. I love this guy.
That's great.
I used to think the Democrats were crazy for saying that men have periods, but then I met Tim Walz. Well, I'd better wrap up because Mayor Adams told me earlier that I needed to make this one very quick, especially the city has reserved this room for a large group of illegal aliens coming in from Texas. There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? White Dudes for Harris. Anybody know? Are some of you here? White Dudes for Harris? Doesn't sound like it. But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me. A major issue in this
Huge round of
race
applause.
is child care, and Kamala has put forward a concept of a plan. A lot of people don't like it. The only piece of advice I would have for her in the event that she wins would be not to let her husband, Doug, anywhere near the nannies. Just keep him away. That's a nasty one. Chuck.
And Chuck, I got to hand it to Chuck Schumer. He sat there the whole time and
He's
really
used to
didn't
taking
react.
it.
But
Yep.
so now he goes after Chuck Schumer, which is he's standing right next to him.
Schumer is here looking very glum. Doesn't he look glum? He looks glum. But look on the bright side, Chuck, considering how woke your party has become. If Kamala loses, you still have a chance to become the first woman president.
I'm sorry, but
the burn is great.
He just did an amazing job. And you're saying that he's the one that's unfit, that he's the one that is having problems, won't give his tests. I mean, he just nailed it. And one after another, going on all these interviews. I think he's done 68
So many
interviews, and
interviews.
she's done like 6. Something like that.
I think she's gotten a little more than that. But yeah, her interviews are not nearly
right
at his level. There's nowhere near. And then she's the balls to come out and like, he's exhausted. I'm like, you took a day off to prepare for a 25-minute interview. Shut your face. Stop.
Tom says, you can tell he was reading those jokes with weird breaks and cadences where yeah, Tom, like you did in your podcast.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Of course
Except
he's
Donald
reading
Trump
his
can get
jokes.
away with it.
Do you
He
think
also
wrote
speaks
those,
weird, so
Tom?
it doesn't matter.
You think he wrote those? He didn't write those. He had some savage comedian. I think what he did was he said, listen, Andrew Schultz, you and the brown guy, you know what? I'll come on your podcast, but what I need some roast jokes for the Al Smith roast. So can you write me some roast jokes? And they're like,
They sure
yeah,
did.
we'll write you some roast jokes. I want to see you tell them. And he
His
went up
delivery
there
was
and-
exactly how Donald Trump would deliver them. That's exact. There was not. He didn't need to make it tighter or higher.
Right.
He did it exactly his way.
Tom says he wasn't reading shit. Well, here's his
Tom
little
likes
tip.
it tighter too.
Tom,
apparently.
guess what? You should be reading it right now. Tom says, I know he didn't write them. I'm just saying the delivery could have been.
His delivery was fine.
He's not a comedian. He's not a stand-up comedian. You know what, Tom? I'll tell you right now. I'd give you that set list and let you go up there and you try to do it. You wouldn't do it any better. I'll tell you, the ball's on this guy.
Well, Trump didn't have to. He got up. Everybody knew how he's going to read them. Everybody knew he was reading somebody's jokes. They probably handed it to him the day before, and he went, yeah, and he read them, and then he'll just read them in his weird cadency, bizarre speak, and that's what it was. And it was still fucking funny. They were probably the best jokes of the night, short of Gaffigans.
Yeah. He
Who
absolutely
was also
destroyed.
savage. Yeah.
But there are some people that are talking about, Trump and are like, what are we doing here? Why is this race even close? How is Kamala Harris, with 48% of the vote? How does this?
You don't know. The poll, they could talk to 12 people, and if 8 of them say, "Oh, I'm voting for her," well, the polls are up. I mean, it doesn't fucking matter. The polls are bullshit. I think they're bullshit. I really do. Because they play them. They play them.
You know who Dave Portnoy is, right? He's the head of Barstool Sports.
Yeah, the president, El Presidente, or whatever.
El Presidente, the guy with the one
I only like
slice.
his content with his dog, with Peaches. That's cute.
I didn't even know he had a dog. That's how much I like his content with
there
his
you
dog. We like different parts of Dave Portnoy. Okay, so here he is talking about the election.
There's 2 types of votes right now in this country. You're either voting for Donald Trump, I am. And by the way, I don't ever really love like celebrity endorsements, whatever. Do your research, make your own mind. But there's 2 types of votes. You're voting for Donald Trump, or you're voting against him because you hate his guts and you vote for a potato or a head of lettuce or anything. That's my dad. It doesn't matter who's running. He hates Trump so much, he'd vote for whatever you put up there. But Kamala Harris can't even answer the easiest questions of all time. She never gives a straight answer. She doesn't seem to be able to put coherent thoughts together. It's actually scary for me to think about like what she'd be on the international stage. So that's all I'm saying. That's what's pushed me to the boiling age. I am so sick of being gaslighted like she's some great candidate. There was a reason when she ran for president last time, she didn't get 1 vote. She dropped out before the primaries. There's a reason they waited, the Democrats, till after Biden got the nomination because she wouldn't have gotten it again. She is the worst presidential candidate in the history of American politics, honestly. Now, if you still want to vote for her because you hate Trump that much and you can't stand him, you think he's all this evil shit, do it. But stop the gaslighting, please. The footage is there. She can't answer simple questions. If you have any issues with the last 4 years, that's her. And she, even though she's saying she's the change candidate, she literally then will go on interviews and be like, oh, same thing. I can't think of one thing different. It's like I'm taking crazy pills. All right.
So everyone, she's like, I'm taking crazy pills. So what she does is she does that double speak. She goes, my values haven't changed. She is telling you, my values haven't changed. So if she does become president and she does ban fracking and she does do all this shit, this socialist shit that she wants to do because she is a Marxist. She went to, when she went to college, she became an activist. And so she'll say, well, I never lied. I always said that my values haven't changed. And, when she voted as vice president for Joe Biden. That's not her values. They were Joe Biden's values. But her values haven't changed. She's a sneaky liar. She's the worst.
Yeah. She's what was it the slogan they say now is they're going to turn the page?
Going to turn the page. From what?
To what? The next shit chapter that's going to show up for us?
Right.
God damn it.
Let you finish the job of running this country? You can't sit there and not pay attention to how much the policies of this administration have damaged this country. I'm serious. I mean, it's amazing.
I'm astounded that people are voting for her. Like, what? My favorite is when they go out on the street. Like, what's your favorite policy? And she's like, everybody goes, I don't know. They can't. They literally cannot answer that question. It's like
she has a vagina.
Nothing.
She's not Donald Trump. That's my favorite policy.
That's it. She's not Donald Trump.
She's not Donald Trump, and she has a vagina.
I get it. He's a putz. I mean, he's not. Oh, Mike Rowe for president. Yes, at least somewhere in the cabinet. Yeah,
I would vote if you put Mike Rowe, Donald Trump, and Kamala Harris on there. I would vote for Mike Rowe. He would be a better president. Yes.
At least he has sense and he can speak really well.
Exactly. Sparky says she's black and Asian at the same time.
Well, they aren't always exclusive, but she conveniently ramps it up and down. So,
Danica Patrick made a plea to women. Listen, I know you don't like him, but here's the reasons why it shouldn't matter.
I think maybe one of the reasons why women are having a harder time with the vote is just his personality. I mean, that's the most common answer you hear from people is I just can't vote for him. And I don't think that's a good enough reason. I don't You don't have to go to dinner with him. You just have to like the country that you live in. I am passionate because it feels like voting for Donald Trump is like the vote of reason. It's like the rational, reasonable choice. I feel like most of all, though, what this country could be if he gets into office with all of the amazing, brilliant people that are supporting him, I feel like it could not only make America great again, but make America greater than it's ever been.
I don't know. Thoughts?
I'd just like to bring it back. Like at this point, it's already so fucking stomped down. I'm like, if we can just bring it back to like a level playing field, I think I'm okay. If it goes higher and we are better, fan-fucking-tastic. But I think she's correct. I think she's absolutely correct. Women voters, it's a lot of them like that. They want to feel like they want to love who they vote for. And some women are like, oh, he's cute, I'm voting for him. I'm like, that's not how it works. But, well, there's other, people do that. And it's whatever's pleasing to the eye, men and women, I suppose. But, you really do have to put aside, okay, the asshole attitude, because he's typical Northeast guy. That's how he is. He's never not been that way. Is he a dick? Yeah, he kind of is. But is he going to be able to do the job?
Yeah, but he's going to be our dick.
The job.
Like he's going to be on our side. Like he's going to be out there with other countries. He's going to be our dick. Like he's going to be dick to other countries. Like he's going to hold their feet to the fire.
Yeah, we want a president that's going to hold people accountable. Put us first.
Exactly.
Put America first. We want that person that's going to fight for us where we're like he's got our back. Like he's not just going to let in millions of people who are going to take all our money, all the FEMA money, all the welfare money, everything that we've got that we never have enough to give to the people who live here. And now we have nothing because it's all gone to not everybody's a criminal who comes here, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot.
Let's get rid of the criminals. Let's start with them.
Let's just wipe them out. And they're going to, within a month, they're going to start flying them out like, go back home. Bye. They're going to kick them out of the plane. See you later.
I saw that the billionaire lesbian that owned the Dallas Mavericks, what's his name? Mark? Is it Mark? You know who I'm talking about? He's the one that hates Elon Musk. I can see his face. He looks like Rosie O'Donnell now. I'm waiting for the chat to catch up because they're going to. I want to say Mark Cuban.
Oh, Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban.
He does look like Rosie O'Donnell.
That old lesbian. He had a tweet out there.
Square head.
Yeah, he had a tweet out there today where he was saying, okay, if there was a 65-year-old Hispanic woman who came into this country illegally, had 3 kids, they're citizens, and has 17 grandkids, would you deport her? I would say no. And she has no criminal record, never stepped out no, she would not. But you know who would go? These guys that are taking over these apartment buildings, these gang members, these people that are
just a few apartment buildings.
Right, the people that are coming in here and are sexually assaulting women and children, they would
murdering
go.
Them. Yeah,
they would absolutely go.
They need
all right,
to
I want to get to
need
some
to
of the
swipe
chat.
them all up. Yeah.
Budvugger says that, God damn, it's moving. Aaron Rodgers fucked some common sense into her because he used to remember he was dating her.
Charming, yeah.
Matter of fact, when was it? I forget what happened. I think it was January.
Professor
6th.
Tom is a big fan because he loves women. Failed race car driver. Didn't know she was MAGA. Okay,
he's not
That's
wrong.
Nice.
She was kind of a failed race car driver, to be quite honest with you.
There's a lot of failed male race car drivers, but that's cool. Was that the first thing you had to say about her?
She's a failed race car driver. She went to NASCAR and she hit everything but the snack bar. I mean, she's always wrecking. Just saying. She's not a very good race car driver. That's all.
So was that poignant to the conversation?
Well, that's what she did. That was a way she made her money. That was her career. She wasn't very good at it. That's all. Just saying. He's not wrong. Policies over hate should be the Republican motto. I like that. Okay. My girl switched teams. I couldn't believe it. I'm so
I saw
my heart swelled. Oh my heart.
And it is because of my love for our country, and specifically because of the leadership that President Trump has brought to transform the Republican Party and bring it back to the party of the people and the party of peace, that I'm proud to stand here with you today, President Trump, and announce that I'm joining the Republican Party.
I can absolutely see her.
I got goosebumps.
Definitely higher up in office, for sure.
I got goosebumps. I would like to see her become the senator of Hawaii. I think she could be the senator of Hawaii. That's her home state. I would love to see her do that.
Oh, Vance Gabbard.
Ooh.
I like that.
Ooh, that stirred my loins.
I'm joining the party of the people, the party of equality, the party that was founded to fight against and end slavery in this country. It is the party of common sense and the party that is led by a president who has the courage and strength to fight for peace.
That's my girl. That's
Can't go wrong with that.
Then Gabbard
That's a
Vivek.
hell of an endorsement.
Yeah.
One hell of an
I'll tell you
endorsement.
right now, if she was on a ticket to be president, I'd vote for her. I'd vote for her in a second.
Yeah.
All right. So they were talking about how if you go out, you'll see a lot of Harris Walls sign, but you don't really see that many Trump signs. I kind of disagree.
You should come to my town.
Yeah, there's
Everywhere.
a lot of Trump signs. But
Everywhere, yeah.
But the issue is that you see there's a lot of videos where people are walking their dog and they decide, they see a Trump sign, so they run over and they grab it and they tear it down. And then you see the people that have electrified them. So when they grab the sign,
That
it's
makes
like,
me so happy. I was trespassing on their property and grabbed their electric sign.
Right. And then another guy put
Sorry.
razor blades there and a guy cut his hand when he went to rip the sign out.
There was one where somebody drove their car. Like the guy was driving a truck and he went flying into someone's property and ran over their sign, and they had a whole board just full of nails.
Right. So whenever
so not only did he run it over into his tires, he ran it up into his truck, up into the wheel wells.
Tore the fenders up and shit like that. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh fuck yeah. He was
now,
pissed.
some people say
Idiot.
that was a setup, that it was like it was set up, but there are people that run over those signs. So this gentleman here is talking about why there is more Harris signs than Trump signs.
Why do you see so many more Kamala signs in people's yards than you do Trump signs? Why do you see so many more Kamala stickers on people's cars? Is it because Kamala has so many more supporters? No, and that's obvious from the polling. The reason is because when you put a Trump sign in your yard, you have to worry about your house getting vandalized. When you put a Trump bumper sticker on your car, you have to worry about your car getting keyed in a parking lot. Say what you want about Trump supporters, but they aren't going to vandalize your house because you had a Kamala sign in your yard. But if you put a Trump sign in your yard, you genuinely have to worry that someone on the left is going to vandalize your home, because people on the left use their political beliefs to justify vandalism and violence. We saw that very clearly with the George Floyd riots. So the people on the side of democracy will engage in vandalism to suppress other people's speech, even though speech is like the bedrock of democracy. The people who are fighting fascism use intimidation tactics like vandalism to suppress their political opposition. I just think it's telling to the values that are common on each side that the right has to worry about that sort of vandalism and the left doesn't. So that's the reason why you're not seeing Trump signs or Trump bumper stickers. Don't get discouraged. We simply don't want our houses to get vandalized or our cars to get keyed.
I agree 100%. But again, in my town, for every one Kamala sign, there are like 50 Trump signs everywhere. Trucks, flags, houses. Like there's ribbon. It looks like the 4th of fucking July with all the bunting and everything around. It's a party.
You see people that are out there with the Make America Great hats on, the red ones, and then you see people attacking them, coming up to them, spitting on them because they have a Trump hat on. People that are not leftist nitwits and scumbags, we don't do that. We just think you're retarded. If you're
we'll
voting
talk
for
about you, but we're not gonna. I'm not gonna go up and
about
attack anybody.
Yeah,
no,
exactly. we think you're like seriously
Stupid.
retarded. Yeah, I mean,
Do you think you're
not
damaged?
a brain cell in your head. If you could sit there and look at her and look at Trump and listen, Trump's no prize, but he's a lot better than her. And then people say,
But
oh,
he's
you're
our
ridiculous.
prize. Yeah.
Right. You're just a fascist. No, I'm not. Just because I like somebody doesn't make me anything. It makes me John Domingo, podcaster at large. That's what I am.
Extraordinaire.
Yes. Okay. You can sit there and say that I'm not a fascist. I'm not a racist. I can sit there and make racial jokes. Doesn't mean I'm racist. I have no hate in my heart for a certain race of people or, for gay people or trans people. I just want you to stop fucking with the kids. Is that too much to ask? Like, listen, you can go out there and fag it up and do all your faggot shit that you want to do. Just stay away from the fucking kids. Is that too much to ask? Because I'll be honest with you, that's my line in the sand. When you start messing with children, all right, that's my line in the sand.
Yeah.
As men, we're here to protect. We protect families and we protect children, all right? And when you sit there and start, you deviants, and when you go over to a kid and try to manipulate that kid, as far as I'm concerned, you are a... what's the word?
Pedophile?
Predator. You're a predator.
Predator,
Yeah, you're a predator. So that's what we want to do, all right? I don't mind if you want to go have your drag parties out there and go do your shit and have all your, do that stuff. Just keep it inside. Nobody needs to see that's out there.
No.
You're too far. You just think you want to rub it. You want to rub your faggotry in everybody's face. And we don't want it. All right? It's enough. Keep your faggotry on the inside. We don't need to see it. It's not too much to ask. I'm sorry.
Budbugger says Arnold Palmer's line in the sand is from his dick.
Yes, that's right. In the sand trap.
And Dean says, watch out. If you cross that line, someone might call the cops.
They might. I get it. But the balls on people, like this old lady.
The balls. Yeah.
The balls on this lady to walk up.
Yep, no one should be doing shit like that. Sorry.
Here we go.
Hi. I want to know how you can vote.
We can't answer the door right now, but if you'd like
Go
to
fuck
leave a
yourself.
message, you can do it now.
Shameful.
Are you the one that walks by here and always screaming at people?
No, I haven't walked by recently.
Okay, because a lot of people walk by and scream.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. You are voting for the devil. Don't
I
you
wish
know
there was
that?
electrocuted.
Why are you voting for him?
Because I believe he is the moral candidate.
Oh, my God. F you for that one.
Well, Granny.
Go fuck yourself,
Watch
Grandma.
your language. She didn't come to your house.
I'd have called the cops on her right there.
I would have
Tell her
went.
she's
I would have
threatening
went
me.
and got a bucket of cold water and put some soap in it. I would have opened the front door and I'd have doused that bitch with a bucket of soapy fucking water.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done. I'd
Fucking
have said,
old
"I'm sorry.
bag.
Here, get off." I'd have said, "Oh, I thought she was just a fucking rabid raccoon on my porch. I was chasing her off."
Fuck. I am astounded at people who have the absolute balls and the temerity to go up to somebody's property because you don't like a sign and be like, "Why are you doing that?" Fuck you. That's why. Go fuck yourself. Get off my lawn. Get off my property before I call the cops. Or I come out after you because you don't want that.
Don't get on my lawn anymore. Don't come here anymore.
Yeah.
Don't come up to my property anymore. You stay off my property.
Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous. It's the...
Joaquin says, bear spray those Coke bottle lenses.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt her. I just want to hit her with some fucking soapy water, just to kind of get those nipples perky again. I'll bet you those nipples haven't stood up in 25 fucking years.
Those dusty old nips. No thanks. Take those fucking things somewhere else. What?
Dusty old nips. That's the name of the episode. Dusty old nips. Hold on, let me write that down. Fucking dusty old nips. God damn.
You're welcome.
I love that. Old nips.
You love dusty old nips?
Dusty old
John
nips.
taking it. I was Bob said the nips yield powdered milk. We're on the same track.
Yeah.
Joaquin said we saw your dusty old nips and you fell over.
Right? So you should.
That's exactly right. That's how you're...
Hold on, here he is.
Because I believe he is the moral candidate.
Oh, my God. F you for that one.
That's
Moral?
exactly
Boomer.
how your side acts.
Oh my God.
That's
He's
how
the
you
most
guys-
immoral person around.
In your opinion, that's
Oh,
okay. Yeah, that's
Beat it, Grandma.
sorry. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. God, everybody's supposed to. God bless
Oh.
you.
Oh, fuck you.
Fuck you!
Fuck you.
Fuck you and the horse you rode in on.
Well, back in her day, that's all she could ride on was a fucking horse.
Oh, good
Fuck that old
God.
bag.
I know.
God.
Sparky says.
Yeah, I'd have
Typical
opened the door.
Democrat.
Fuck that. Nope. I'd have been outside. Get off my fucking porch before I push you down the stairs. Get the fuck
All right,
off.
they're producing our chat. It's a Cartoon John in a maid's uniform dusting a titty. I don't know if I can get away with that. We'll see.
She left her joy in her other support hose. Thank you for being the party of joy.
Yeah, support
Is
hose.
this, are you being joyful right now?
Support hose is
you.
HOES, support hose.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
And now,
like
and yeah, Bob's nailed this one. He says, put the shoe on the other political foot. If a Trump supporter did that to a Harris voter, can you
Right.
imagine some guy, you figure some dude in a hat, his MAGA hat, going to go up and be like, why the fuck do you have a Harris sign? Yelling at some old lady. Does that work? No.
Right.
No, the optics are bad.
I need you to read this one for me.
That's on what? That's one of Kamala's joyful supporters. Okay. Sorry, Joaquin. I was having a hard time
I
with
wasn't
that.
sure. Okay, because I didn't
Oh,
know what that. I didn't know what
I
that
wasn't
word
sure if you were
was.
setting
I'm
me
gonna
up or if you just
I'm
didn't
gonna
know.
let you read
Yeah, it
that
was-
one.
Yeah, a joyful supporter indeed. Oh, yeah.
Bob-
I couldn't.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Tom says, I got a call from a guy in town who wants to stream, if not, in fact, do a podcast as part of the. Oh, John.
Well, we're
you know
not
what,
starting
Tom?
over.
No one cares. No one cares if you podcast. No one cares about your podcast. No one cares. Make us care, Tom. Okay? No one cares. Sparky says, I'm sure that's a real thing somewhere, Bob.
That's great. It's how do people just have I just don't understand. I mean, we don't put political signs on our lawn. Well, especially now, but because of our involvement with a lot of things in the town, so I don't put up any signs. If anything, I put up like support signs for support our police or support fire department, EMS, that kind of shit. But I don't really even put up signs. So, but a lot of people do, and I'm telling you, when I drive home from the gym, the route I take coming home from the gym in the morning, it's literally red, white, and blue. It's
Trump,
like
Trump,
you literally
Trump,
would think
Trump.
it is Trump. There's so many and then of course the local Republicans in town running, and then like we also have the commissioners running, and then for Senate, it's just, there's so many. Like there's one house, there must have been like 10 signs on it. I'm like, oh my god. Now they have some of them have 4x4s, like big 4x4 signs and posts, like big posts. They put them in the lawn. So I'm like, I got you.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is that the Democrats aren't just they're not going to let Trump be president. They already have a plan.
They're trying. Yeah.
What's the congressman or senator Raskin? I can't think of his first name.
Oh yeah.
He was on a show where he says that we're not going to if Trump wins, we're not going to certify the election. Okay.
It's Jamie Raskin.
Jamie Raskin. That's it.
Representative. Yep.
This is from the Tim Pool show. He pulled this clip.
If Donald Trump wins, they will move to disqualify him through Congress, invoke civil war conditions, and tell the Trump hordes that Donald Trump is disqualified and not allowed to be president.
So it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025 to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified. And then we need bodyguards for everybody and civil war.
Hey, dude, you try that shit, you won't have enough bodyguards. You will not have enough bodyguards. I
love how he insinuates that January 6th there'll just be like an insurrection. Like there's people going to stampeding hordes of. It's going to be honestly, if they fuck up the election, it's going to be way before then anyway.
You think that you're going to sit there and disqualify Trump from being president after all this shit? You think the people are going to stand for that? That will be the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
And he'll be the first one marched down the street with his head shaved to his to his trial for treason, to be quite honest with you.
war conditions, all because the 9 justices, not all of them, but these justices who have not many cases to look at every year, not that much work to do, a huge staff, great protection, simply do not want to do their job and interpret what the great 14th Amendment means. And I'm glad that Sherilyn's creating her new center so we can bring that back to life, even as we're continuing to amend the Constitution, as Professor Hassan has invited us to do.
You haven't amended the Constitution. You don't have the votes to amend the Constitution. You just don't get your own way. Listen, you want to do with your own party what you do. I mean, in 2016, Bernie Sanders was winning the primary. They just said, fuck it, we're going to give it to Hillary. We're going to use these super delegates, and we're going to give it to Hillary. And then he was winning again in 2020, and the Democrats are like, hey, listen, everybody else drop out, throw all your support behind Joe Biden. We got to get Bernie Sanders out of here. And that cuck is still a Democrat. That socialist cuck is still a Democrat. I can't believe it. He's not an independent.
I know he's not. He votes them.
He caucuses with the Democrats. The United States Army should absolutely should go in there and arrest their asses for that kind of shit. That's Bob's 100% right. They're not going to amend it. They're going to negate the Constitution. It's not going to work. It is not going to work. But again, black people are waking up. They're bringing black people on and they're trying to make them look like fools. And you're getting black people that are very educated, very well-spoken, and they
understand what's going on. They're pandering to them like they don't know anything.
Exactly.
Which is insulting.
This gentleman here.
You don't want her to win the White House, but do you agree with how she performed in that interview?
I believe that interview was a masterclass in why there is a statistically significant amount of black men who are tired of listening to the media and done entertaining the Democratic Party. You listen to Kamala Harris talk about a plan for black America. They've rolled out a plan for black America. My grandfather told me a very long time ago, never trust a man who promises to do tomorrow what they had the power to do yesterday.
Like that, you should put that on a fucking T-shirt. Never trust a man that's promising you something tomorrow that they could have done yesterday. That's a fucking very smart man, your grandfather.
If Kamala Harris was so committed to these plans for black men in particular, she's had many instances where she could have done these things as a senator, as an attorney general, and certainly in her capacity as a vice president. So I do believe that when you have that type of interview, talking about a multi-trillion-dollar plan for reparations, all while we ignore the fact that California has already studied reparations, only for the Democrats that said they were committed to passing it, to saying everyone actually going to write the check, black men are tired of what appears to be empty promises coming from a Democratic Party.
I mean, Joe, if you're honest with yourself, I'm sure there's some times where you would appreciate if your candidate would...
If you're honest with yourself.
Wow, that's a ballsy thing to say.
Right.
So she's like, you're just full of shit.
I would love it if he went all brother on her. What you mean, bitch? What you mean he's going to do that? There's no way. Tell me that shit. Come over there and pop you one backhand on the cheek.
Be more, quote unquote, scripted.
Look, I think there's a few things happening here, right? I've said it many times on this network. Vice President Kamala Harris, she wants to have her Kate and Edith too. She wants to have all the good things that come from the Biden administration. She wants to leave all the baggage of the Biden administration behind her. I think if you're just looking at the core issues pertaining to the black community, the civil rights issue of our time is education. Democrats have nominated a woman who is against school choice. They have a vice presidential candidate who is against school choice. And you have the gatekeeper for a large voter bloc that didn't ask any real questions about the civil rights issue of our time. To say that we have schools where 80% of black children cannot read at proficient levels all across this country. And so it is a scourge that is preventing black men from getting the tools they need in their young life to move forward. And I think if there are a lot of black people who are saying Democrats have told us that Donald Trump is terrible, but I'm not going to allow my vote to be taken hostage by a party that continues to not deliver results every time I place my trust in their hands.
He did have a record low for black unemployment.
I would just simply say that to that point, right? I think we have to dispense with some of the talking points here. Certainly, there is a fair way to interpret it and to interpret facts, irrespective of whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. The fact remains, pre-COVID, we had 7 million new jobs created. We had record low unemployment for black Americans. And I think even if you move beyond, all the conjecture, when you look at what black men are really moved by, they're moved by the fact that the Democratic Party is not actually treating them fairly, that you had the only black Republican man in the Senate who ran for president being called the equivalent of a slave that Harriet Tubman should have left behind. And no one lost their job, and not a single person was fired. And so I appreciate that Sherwin says that it's good to live in America where black men can voice their opinion, independent of somebody telling them how to do so. But it is quite clear that from many people on the cable news that they have been given license to talk crazy and out of their neck about black men who are not interested in voting for Kamala Harris. And I think, unfortunately, for not just the Democratic Party, but America, those chickens might come home to roost on November 4th.
All right, Joe, you...
She's just like, okay, we're done. You're making way too much sense. Stop.
You notice what she's doing is that she's not allowed to interrupt him because she's a white woman. She's a liberal white woman. She's not.
She'd have
allowed
been all
to
over J.D. Vance. She'd have interrupted him.
She's not allowed to interrupt a black man. Especially, you can't tell a black man something because that's how they feel right now because of their white privilege. They have to sit there and listen. Not that she should have interrupted him. It was refreshing to sit there and have somebody actually speak and get a point out without them trying to interrupt them all the time.
They do interrupt Byron Donalds. They've interrupted him.
Yeah, that's true. Joaquin says, white dudes for Jamingo is my new slogan. I want to put that on a pillow. I like that.
There's some merch we're not going to make.
Yeah. Why does it look like there's a 9mm round on his left ear? I don't know.
Oh,
that.
no.
I'm not sure. But I'm trying to think what else I had here.
In our notes? We had a couple.
Yeah, I have. You know who else? This really could be huge for Pennsylvania, the Amish vote, because there's a ton of them.
Huge. Huge push to get them, and they don't
You
vote.
ain't going to believe this. That Amish preacher that reached out to me not long ago.
Nope, perfect.
Yeah,
this is exactly what I was referring to. Yep.
And they're pissed. They're pissed because I guess the establishment law has come down, and really they used to leave them alone, okay? But now they're not, and now they have.
Now it's impacting them. Yeah.
180,000. Here we go.
He's a former Amish. He left.
You ain't going to believe this. That Amish preacher that reached out to me not long ago and said they are allowed to have phones in that community and said they are voting, and they're also encouraging other communities to vote, and they have now officially registered 128,000. That was last month.
Wow.
128,000 new Amish, and he said they're all voting for Trump. I'm like, how do you know that? He goes, because we have our meetings. We're making sure they vote for Trump. We're standing up for this country and for our beliefs, and I was just blown away. Well, a little bit ago, I heard back from him. They tried to get my community, very strict old order, and they wouldn't give in. They don't believe in getting any government involvement or voting. But now he said their new number is 180,000 Amish registered to vote this year. And he said, I promise you, there will not be one Kamala vote.
I followed this guy when I was on TikTok. I did follow him for a bit. And he left his family to. Oh,
okay. So he was an Amish guy.
Amish, yeah, okay. He left the Amish lifestyle community. From what I understand, like when he went back to talk, his mother wouldn't look at him, like she wouldn't address him. Like he wouldn't. He had to wear the clothes. They won't. If he goes like this, he has to have his the proper clothes on, and she wouldn't even look at him. It was sad.
Dean says Jesus is Lord, wrong campaign should sink her. Yeah, you notice how they're downplaying that.
Yeah, well, that got real quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not good.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I really have a problem with the fact that... Hang on one second. There we go. I have an issue with the way that the press covers for her. And as soon as Donald Trump says anything,
absolutely,
they come after him, and it's really not fair. Yeah. But
no, it's never correct coverage, but it's so over the top. Even it's gotten to the point where it's so blatant that even I feel like even the news outlets are starting to self-correct a little bit.
Yeah.
Like what happened with Kamala on NBC yesterday. That reporter held her feet to the fire to the point where the reporter's getting hate email.
Good.
From all she's doing her job.
She's doing her job, yeah.
Asking the questions, follow them up, and follow up again when she doesn't answer them. And it's nuts. I don't understand how people are so angry.
Bob has a question for you.
It was Uncle Buzz
Aldrin
I don't know.
voting for? You don't know? You didn't give a call?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't have his phone number. We're not family.
I'm teasing.
I'm answering. I'm playing along.
Yeah, Wycon Rob. We haven't heard from him in a while. He says, "Hey, Bunker, it's been a while. Not that it matters, but I was never a Trump supporter, but there's no third-party candidate now, and there's zero chance that I would ever vote for any Democrat at any level. Looks like I'm voting for the orange." Hey, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard there, Wycon Rob.
One of us.
One of us. I mean, there's some stout people that I would have never, ever, ever thought that they would turn and vote for Trump, and they're voting for Trump. And I'm like, wow, man, when you're turning them, you've fucked up royal. Joaquin says, "Hey, Wycon Rob, glad to have you, sir." You know, I don't have the video. I lost it, but there was this one guy who they sent him, a black guy, to a Trump rally, all right, to see what was going on. And he came in and he said, "Hey, you know, I'm thinking about changing sides or whatever." And the Trump people, you know, they brought him in, they welcomed him. There was no racial hatred or anything like that. He said he felt comfortable. He didn't feel that there was he didn't feel in danger at any time. Then he went outside and he saw everybody on the left that was protesting, and he was there, and they saw him come out, and they all were like yelling at him and screaming at him and threatening him. Yeah, they attack him. So you know what? As far as I'm concerned, you know, you guys can go all fuck yourselves, because you sit there and say that Trump's a fascist. You're the fascist. Nobody's sitting there trying to beat you because you're not voting our way. We're not doing any of that shit. We're like, hey, listen, you're retards. We know you're retards, and you're going to vote for Kamala. And you know what? That's your right. You have a right to be a retard and vote for Kamala Harris, and that's fine. That's okay. You know what? Because that's what this country stands for. It's okay to be a retard. All right? But the rest of us, you know, we are the common sense party, and we are going to vote for common sense. We're going to try to fix some of this shit.
Yeah. Well, I will say that I do see, of course, aggressive behavior from the left, but I know there are some people in our town that are I like personally know them, and they are, and it bothers me to know that they are aggressive to where they will go up to people and go up to somebody who is angry. I mean, look, I'm not happy with Kamala Harris. I don't want her to win, but everybody has the right to their vote, and you can't. I don't like the vote, what their decision would be, but that's their vote. But if you go up and try to intimidate or harass people because of their voting, that's a big problem for me. You know, do I like how you're going to vote? No, but I'm not going to go stand and argue with you anymore because you've already made up your mind. There's nothing I'm going to say that's going to change your mind. And me standing there harassing you is just, ugh.
Never argue with a retard. They'll drag you down to their level and beat you with their experience. Sparky says you have a right to have boobs and a pee-pee. Yes, you do. Matter
At the
of fact,
same time?
I have
Both
boobs
of
and a pee-pee. I have boobs and a pee-pee. There we go.
Show your boobs.
Bob says I'm allowed to say the retard word because I am a retard. It's like when black people say the N-word. I have a pass.
You have a pass.
Right. Bob Dogger says, anyone remember the model's name Stacey Williams? She just came out and said Trump groped her 31 years ago. Stacey Williams.
The check just cleared. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that.
Sparky goes, imagine that. I called it. You did mention that.
Yeah, you
last
did.
Last week he said that.
Boomer Bob says, October, no surprise. What did he do? Did he hold you like a bowling ball, babe? Oh, you poor thing.
Hot.
I'm sure. She was a SI swimsuit model. When did this happen? 31 years ago? And you're just coming out about it now? I think your statute of limitations is over. To be quite honest.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say something. For women.
Believe all women. Yeah, I don't know.
Hillary Clinton believes that until it's about her husband.
Yeah, if we would have believed all women, there would have been a bunch of Duke lacrosse players in jail for rape when it never happened. So I don't want to hear it.
2 hours ago in The Guardian.
SI is going to put her fat ass on the cover again. Oh, my God.
She's born in 1960. He touched her in an unwanted way, in an unwanted way in 1993. 1993.
Okay.
Okay, you go.
I guess he grabbed her by the pussy. What do you want from me? All right. So speaking of that, so I have a picture here that we're going to do an experiment. So what they did was
folks listening.
They took these 2 pictures. I'm going to try to explain to the people who are listening. This is why I left it to the end of the show. There's 2 pictures. There's a white woman and with medium-length brown hair, and an Asian woman with short black hair. And the faces are like a 7s. Both of them are 7s. But what the body is the one on the left has big fucking tits, and the one on the right, not so much. So what they did is they photoshopped the head of each girl on each body. And when they gave the pictures out, lo and behold, the girl with the big fucking tits was the one that they said was the most attractive, whether she was Asian or white.
Shocking.
Shocking. Hey, everybody likes tits. What can you tell? What can I say? Everybody loves tits.
You need to showcase yours.
No, my tits.
I'm going to put that GIF up somewhere again. I have it somewhere.
Where I'm shaking my tits?
I got tits.
Yeah. I'll have to bring it up. You know what? I'll have to find it. If you have that, send it to me, and I'll put it in here where I do this with the Duchess.
Oh, stop.
Where is it? Where I do this with the Duchess.
Oh.
Right, where I do this. All right. What I'll do is I'll put myself in there shaking me tits. What do you think about that?
Tits.
You like
there
that?
You
Yep.
Tom wants.
Say yes.
Tom only wants B cups. So. No making you happy, Tom, is there?
So you sent a video, and you wanted me to objectify women, and I'm here for it. Remember this? You wanted to figure which one I would want to wife up. Do you remember that?
Yes. So it was a selection of, I think, 7 women?
Yeah, I think it was. All right, so
here we
go. First of all, I gotta
curvy, yes.
Turn that down a little bit.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, was that loud?
They're all very boobly and hippie and stuff.
Okay, we get the sound turned down because we don't need the sound. We don't need the music.
You need to actually put the sound off, yeah.
Okay.
So the one is pick your favorite, I guess.
All right, so here we go. Pick
If
my
you're shopping
favorite.
for ladies. Dean's all excited now. So
here we go. All right.
And I picked yours out. I picked 2 out that I thought would be
all right,
for you.
So this is A. All right, I'm gonna write these down. How many was there? 7?
I think there was 7.
7 or 8?
Just A, B, C, D, whatever.
Right, so
but I think it goes, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to take a look at her. I'm going to give her a number.
Okay.
All right, okay. All right, and I'll reveal my numbers afterwards. So that's okay. That's A. Here comes B. Okay. All righty. Here comes C.
It's a lot of tattoos.
All right. Not much on the tattoos. Okay. Let's get into, here comes D. She's very tan, D. Oh. Let me back D up again a little bit.
Large.
She has got some
bosoms.
Big fucking tits. This one does.
Boomer Bob says, guess which one of those Tom
no one
takes
cares.
care of himself to later.
No one cares.
None of them, because they're all higher than B cups. So.
Okay.
They are not men.
They are not men. None of these
They
are
are
men.
not men.
That's F.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll probably take this out of the audio one because this is going to be.
This is G, and then there's one more after this.
Okay. And then let's see what the last one is.
I think there's one after her.
All right.
Yeah, there's one more after
her. Back her up just a little bit here. I didn't get a chance to see what that was. Hang on.
Okay. Well, she has.
Okay. Gotta write that down. And then here's the last one. Come on.
You missed it.
I'm back.
That's the last one. So I.
Okay. All right. So if I'm going right here, it's 1, 2, 3. The fourth one. The fourth one is one I gave a 7.5. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Her. She got the 7.5. She is
because it's the boobs.
No,
right?
She's very pretty. Like she's got a very pretty face. Pretty.
Yeah.
She's
very actually pretty. The most covered up.
Oh, really? You notice. I didn't realize that. You know, I don't see, and you know what? I don't see a lot of tattoos on her. All right, so A, I gave a 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
B, she got a 4.5. This one here got a 5.7. And the tattoos, too much ink.
I don't like the bangs. I don't like her hair.
Okay. She got the 7.5. The redhead got a 6.
I thought you'd pick her. I thought she'd be one of yours.
There's something, no. Here's a 5. That's a 5. And then here's another 5. And this would have been my number 2 pick, which was
really?
7.
Oh, I picked wrong for you.
7. Yeah, she's number 2. And you know something? I didn't realize this, but this one here's
this one.
7.5 too. She's a 7.5 too.
What, this one?
Mm-hmm.
Or the one before?
It's a tie between number 4 and the last one.
Yeah, I picked the one in the yellow dress and then this one. I thought
Joaquin likes I and G. 5.7. So exact. Yes. I take this. All of them gave John a 2. That's true. But guess what? It doesn't matter what they think of me. I'm the one that's supposed to be the judge here.
So Budvugger says 7.52 or 7.5 as well.
7.5
I think it's as well.
As well, yes. I'm sorry.
Not 0.5 and 0.2.
Bob says he would pick the Duchess over all of them.
You're very sweet, Bob. They're better. They're better looking than me.
This one dude says that he wouldn't pick none of the above.
Of course not, Tom. Bigger than B cups. Sparky
I agree
says
with
number
you,
2.
Budvugger. Should have been 5.69. Yo, okay. All right. Okay, so I think it's about this time where we go and we do the 2024 in 2024.
Yeah, I don't staple nuts. Bob says, but I don't look like I'm going to staple my ear nuts to the mattress.
So you think those girls look? Which ones? There's okay. I could go. Hang on. Now we got to go back. All right, hang on. Which is the craziest? No.
It's hard to tell.
This here, she's crazy.
This one, she looks a little.
She's a nut stapler right here. That's.
It's that. Something better eyes.
This one here would not. I don't think that she would be crazy unless you cheated on her. If you cheated on her, then she would staple your nuts to the mattress.
Yeah.
Redheads are crazy. She's a nut stapler. These are very what would you call Rubenesque girls. They're not
some
very
healthy
thin.
gals.
Yeah. These are.
I'm not talking shit on them. I can't. I have no right to
they're
talk
from
shit on
very
these girls.
Midwestern stock. You know, they're very healthy.
Sturdy.
That walk,
sturdy gals.
She's crazy. Wait a minute. Did I go back to what happened here?
You're back at the beginning.
What
I'm just impressed the middle strip of the dress is staying in place because.
Yeah, really. They must have taped it to the. To the no square. Yeah.
Nah.
No.
This one
I don't
might
think
fuck you
this
up
one
a bit.
doesn't look crazy to me. And this last one here, that kind of wiggle walk or something. The tattoos means crazy to me.
That's a interesting pause. Just the way it's cut. Like, ooh.
Oh, yeah, you can see a little bit of the no square there. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Lisa, you're not big bone Oh my God. Stop. Hey, Joaquin says the two-tone hair will always fuck you up. Hey, you watch it, buddy.
I kind of like the two-tone hair, to be honest with you. It's growing on me. All right, so here we are. It's the 2024 and 2024, and congratulations to Josh.
Yes.
He has made it. He has made it to Las Vegas, and he's eagerly awaiting the arrival of Duchess, and she's got another
So
6
pissed.
miles to go.
Yeah. So close. I was hoping to have it by today. I really was.
And can I
didn't make it this
say
weekend.
a round of applause for Mr. Decaf, who
Oh
drug
my
my
God,
fat
yes.
ass so far, 1,814 miles.
He sure
Look
has.
at him.
He's hauling. He's
doing a great job, and I really appreciate Mr. Decaf for keeping me in this.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So we will have a recap next week. Josh will
Okay.
write up the recap. So, which was nice because that way I'll definitely have hit it. So, but I'm just annoyed I didn't make it. Oh, so close.
So close. Well, it's just another week. It's still October.
A week.
You're
I'll
gonna
have it
make
by
before-
tomorrow. I'll have it by tomorrow. I just wanted it tonight. I was hoping for tonight, like by the show starts.
Sparky says 1,814 miles. His cast must be rock solid, damn straight.
Yeah.
Dean says that the tape that holds those dresses in place is called twat tape. Okay.
How do you know?
He's just making shit up.
I know.
He's very proud of himself because he named the last episode.
The last episode, yes.
You made me laugh out loud. All
That
right.
was funny.
By next week, Josh will be in San Francisco hanging out with the homeless. Maybe.
Probably. Yeah. He's moving fast.
Yeah.
He doesn't slow down. He
All
doesn't.
right.
I get real close and then he pops 30 miles on over a weekend. I'm like, what are you doing? You're killing me.
It's just staying in front of you. I know. It's tough, isn't it?
I know. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
what are you going to do about him?
Well, that's all right. He's 5K in it and 10K in it. And he does all kinds of, he does races all weekend. I don't know. God bless him. I don't know how he does it.
Okay.
I don't know how he does it. So I see by our notes, we have like 2 more things.
We do. Let me double check my notes. Oh my God, I almost forgot. All right.
Yes.
So speaking
Big
of
event
Dean,
this weekend.
and speaking of Mike, they are heading to Detroit to visit our old pal EZ over at the Magic Bag. We've arranged it where they can get in. We've acquired tickets, and Eric, he put out a challenge that anybody that wanted to come see him and say anything to him, that he would have no problem. He would have no problem taking care of that because he's a man.
Yeah.
So we are going to call him on that challenge. Mike and Dean will
can't
be at the
wait.
Magic Bag looking for Eric, and then we'll see. I say that Eric pisses his pants, hides, and calls security. That's what I say he does.
He won't come out of the back. He'll hide in the back
won't.
room.
Of course he won't, because he is a puss. That's what happens.
Yes.
I mean, look, I don't think he should come out. I don't condone.
Don't throw
any
challenges you
kind-
can't keep up.
Yeah,
you
I
can't
don't
keep.
condone any kind of violence. I don't. But don't sit there and say, you know what, you show up to Magic Bag and we're going to go out in the alley and we'll have it out. You ain't doing none of that shit.
Okie dokie.
Can't handle it. So anyhow, it'll be fun.
Speed
Maybe
bagging
we'll get some video. We'd love to see what's going on there.
I can't wait.
I know. I said, charge your phone, boys. Make sure we get plenty of
Oh,
video.
yeah.
Keep that video going.
Lisa's handling the bail money
Got the bail
as we
money.
speak.
Okay, that's good.
Says that guy's an empty tool bag. You
yeah.
are correct, Bub.
That's right. All right. And then fantasy football. You know what's really weird about
Yes.
fantasy football? I have my 2 daughters in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up winning. And it's not as fun. It's not much fun when you win
Well,
over
you don't
your
have to beat
daughters.
your
I don't like
kids,
it.
Yeah.
It takes some of it now. Anybody else, like my ex or even, my girlfriend, I would have loved to have won. I didn't. I lost, but that's okay. That didn't bother me. But going against my daughters, it's not fun winning over your daughters. That's all I'm just trying to say. All right. So what's your record now?
My record, I beat Rhymes with Nothing, who was 6-0. So now he's 6-1.
You knocked off one of the undefeated teams, huh?
I did. So Lisa's, I think, the only one who's undefeated. Now he's still top of the league because he has more points than me. So,
okay.
But so he's still in first place technically by the numbers. So, but I'm in
even
second.
over Lisa.
No, we're different divisions.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay.
So no, that's all right. So yeah, Rhymes is he's top of his division, and Lisa's 7-0 and top of her division. But she's a crazy amount of points. Like it's unbelievable. Yeah.
All right. So here's a scenario. So Lisa has been rolling through everybody. She plays Samantha the last game of the season.
Nice.
Nothing would make me happier than the last game of the season. Samantha beats Lisa, knocks her out of the undefeated season. Not that she's, Lisa could win the championship. I don't care, but I would just love to see Samantha be the only one to beat her, because then she would have that over her the whole time. Because I'm not going to lie, I was getting their show ready today, and they were in there talking about Trump and Kamala Harris, and they're a little on the stupid side. They're sitting there, they're voting for, they're rooting for Harris, not voting for Harris. Of course, they're Canadian.
Because she's a woman, because they don't like Donald Trump. That's the vote.
Yes.
We don't like him, so.
And they were talking
vote
about
for a fucking llama.
Why would you say anything about Arnold Palmer's penis? Because it was huge. Maybe it's his biggest. It was biggest penis he's ever seen. What do I know? That's the biggest pin I've ever seen on a white guy. What do you? I mean, that's.
What are you calling it? A pin?
A pin. A love
Wiener.
cannon.
Okay. A love cannon. Oh,
yes.
I just never heard of it as a pin.
A meat missile. Something like that.
I asked. Okay.
Who used to have a real big dong was Milton Berle. And he was always...
I've heard that, Uncle Milty.
Yeah, Uncle Milty was packing quite the sausage. And some guys would say, they would have like a cock off. And the comedians would say, hey, Uncle Milty, just take out enough to beat him. So apparently, a semen scepter, as Bud Vugger would say. Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
So
that's fabulous.
All right. Hey, Duchess, where can everybody find us if they wanted to?
So if everybody would love to follow us and know what we do, definitely go to boomerbunker.com. Find all of our socials. We are on Twitter. We're on X, Instagram, Facebook. You can stream us on Rumble and YouTube. So find all of those platforms and please like and follow us. Because the more followers and likes we have, the more we'll be able to do more things.
Something happened to our ending song. I can't get our ending song to work.
Oh, no.
I mean, it's even in here. It's running, but it's not working.
Well, play the girl from Ipanema. Do, do, do.
Hold on.
Do, do, do.
I must have
we
something
didn't check.
turned down.
You said we had another call coming in?
It was the same
Remember,
guy.
it was playing during our intro?
Yeah, it was playing during our intro. I don't know if he put anything.
I think you should check.
Oh, here we go.
I can barely hear the girl from Ipanema, but yes.
How's that happening? What's going on here? What did I have turned down?
I don't know.
Did I have something turned down? That's not working. I know, I did something. Now I have to go fix whatever I did. Oh, I know why. There it is. Okay, here we go. Because you know what it was? When the ladies were walking, I didn't want to hear this stupid music. I turned the sound effects down.
Oh, there we go.
All right, I'll fix it in post.
So, do we have a voicemail?
Yeah, we do have a voicemail. Here, let me see if I can play it.
Fabulous.
Let me hear if you... Tell me holler if you can hear it.
Thanks, Matt.
Wiggering it up.
The undercover brother.
Hello? This is 911. Oh my gosh, please help me. I've been stuck in this old guy's basement for like 2 weeks. I'm somewhere in New Jersey. I don't know, off of some parkway somewhere. Can you please send somebody to help? Oh my gosh, he's coming. I gotta go.
You know who that is, don't you?
Of course I do. They never find you. You're nowhere near the parkway.
That's a nice job. It's not a parkway.
She tried. She tried. She was so good.
Don't call during the show. God, you guys got all week. You have all week to call. I'm sitting there, the show's
I'm
going.
sorry, Lisa. We'll save you. I'll come back and get you.
I'm trying to... The show's... I'm like, can they hear this? I don't even know if you could hear it. Oh, it was driving me insane. All right, everybody. Well, that's that. Impromptu Monday show.
We could. Is the turnaround okay? Because one of the things we did talk about was going back. Let's throw it out now. We talked about going back to 2 days or 2 nights.
Right.
But earlier.
I would like to do Mondays and Thursdays. That's what I would like to do. I would like to start at 6:30.
Back to our schedule. Okay.
Yeah, but I want to start at 6:30. That way we're done by 8 o'clock.
Like 8, yeah.
Yeah, we're done by 8 o'clock. That's what I would like to do. So you up for that?
I think I'm up for it, but let's just let see, like while we're chit chatting, the comments
Tom.
maybe.
I think
Monday's no good. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you don't have to be here, guys. I mean, we'd love it if you were here.
We love you if you are.
Yeah, but if you're not, it doesn't mean we can't.
Yeah.
We can't still do a show. Some people will show up. So we'll see what happens. Sparky's up for it. There we go.
Yay, Sparky. Yeah, and I know we have changed our schedule entirely too much.
What's the big deal? You can either
no,
make it or
I get
you
it,
can't.
but people are happy to look forward to what we're going to bring, and if we keep changing the dates and the times, they may not. They know to look for us at least, thank goodness. So, but this is also why you need to follow us on social, because I post everything on Insta, on Facebook, on X. So we always try to post when that's happening. We throw it in Reels or in stories. So we always try to do updates.
I always send Sparky Toaster a DM because he doesn't follow us, or he's not on any social. So I have to send him a DM.
Oh, it does. Oh, dang. All right.
Oh, we got to update our schedule. See, whenever we do this, we always have to go back and update it. Maybe we won't have to update it.
Maybe because I don't have access to Twitch. That could be
I don't know why you don't, but okay.
I know why I don't.
That's all that's another thing I have to do is make sure you have access to everything.
Yeah, and I do try to throw it in Discord too. So
did we have some place where we put all the passwords?
Yes, it's in the shared Boomer Bunker folder we have called passwords.
And it's not in there?
For Twitch? I think you changed it. I think it got changed.
All right, I'll double check. All right, this is stuff that we don't need to bore our people with right now. All right, everybody.
Love you guys.
Thanks for hanging out.
No divorce. John's stuck with me.
The divorce, when this goes south, is going to be nasty. I don't know. Like I said, the Duchess is getting a lot of offers from other people.
No.
And that's fine. Sparky says the password is big fucking tits. Of course, that's what it is. All right.
For shame.
All right. I guess that's it. I have nothing else to say. Hold on. Let me try the music now. There we go. I feel stupid without the music.
Good job.
It doesn't feel like I can end the show without having this music. I don't know why that is.
I know.
All right, everybody.
But y'all need to make sure you follow us.
Are we going to Discord or not?
For a little bit, yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I'm going to make it to Discord, but you guys all have
I'll be there for a little bit.
Okay. Tell Tom, go fuck himself. Sorry.